Well, boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Wow. I'm currently sitting under my stairs. I'm not even sure if you guys have ever seen this room, but wow. What? I don't even know, honestly. I seriously just don't even know. I mean, it was a good race. It's clearly the best race of the season. But, a lot happened. And I honestly was expecting to be a lot happier while the race was happening because Kyle was coming back. But then that all happened, so I think the reaction video will come out tomorrow because Kyle did a wreck. But Kyle wrecked twice in this race. He started third, wrecked on the second lap, came all the way back up to second place with 75 laps to go, and wrecked Truex, which makes me super happy. Seeing my favorite driver wrecking my least favorite driver, I would pay damn good money for that. You know, and definitely after what happened at Indy last year. Martin deserved that. Martin really deserved it. But Sam, what about Atlanta 2014? That was irrelevant. I think that was irrelevant. I mean, Truex wasn't even. They both weren't contending for the win that race, so this was the race that they were both contending pretty much for the win, but didn't get it now. And Indy last year, they were both contending for the win. And they were both contending for position in that race in Atlanta in 2014. And that was just a shit show all around. So, Martin Truex Jr., I'm glad. I was laughing so hard when that happened. See, I can actually say LOL because I was legitimately laughing out loud. And that after that happened, I was pretty much screaming after that. Screaming out of joy. But yeah, that 2014 Atlanta race was irrelevant. But yeah, good race all around. That was the best race of the season, in my opinion. That was amazing. Really happy with the product of the racing. Kurt Busch got the win. Amazing. He was locked into the chase anyway, but he's just a win now. It's good. Trevor Bayne looked pretty good. I think he finished top 10, but even if he did win this race, which we all know he wouldn't have been able to get into the chase because outside of the top 30, I think he's 40th in points or something, because Kenseth and him have been splitting the ride. But what can you say? Kyle Busch did amazing. It really sucks because I wanted him to have something to show for it. I didn't want him to end up not having something to show for it. I mean, he finished 20th, so that's cool. Made up 16 spots. No, he made up. He did amazing. I mean, he's an amazing driver. Even if you don't like him, he's an amazing driver, and you cannot deny that. Just like how I cannot deny that Truex is an amazing driver, even though I don't like him. He's a great driver. But I'm just glad that Truex didn't win, and to see that happen was amazing. I'm still laughing at that. That was amazing. That was absolutely incredible. Xfinity Elite won, so I'm growing more and more sick and tired of leeches. I used to think it was pretty cool, but I just don't want leeches anymore. Here's my thing. Let them run 20, or there's like, how many races next season? For the Xfinity, and then how many races are chase races. Let them run all the regular season races besides the Dash for Cash races. And then Kyle Busch will probably get the 8 more wins that he needs, or 9 more wins that he needs, to get to 100 wins And then after that, just ban leeches. Just ban leech drivers from the sport. Because Kyle Busch said he's going to retire from Xfinity Series after 100 wins. So, just ban him. Ban the leech drivers after that. So, because I think Kyle Busch will be able to get the 9 more wins that he needs. Because I do, well, flimsy. I do not any longer like the leech drivers. I used to like it because it was cool to see if Christopher Bell can beat Kyle Busch in a race, that's 100% proof that he's ready for the Cup Series. But he beat Blaney at New Hampshire. He beat, I think, who was it at Kentucky? Keselowski, wasn't it? Or Logano, I'm not sure. But I think it was Keselowski, and Keselowski's the best driver at Kentucky. Not only that, but being in the Xfinity Series. That was cool. Truck Series, or Xfinity Series, still on the Xfinity Series. Kyle Larson won that race. If it's a leech driver who's not Kyle Busch winning in the Xfinity race, I don't like it. You know? You feel me? You don't feel me? I haven't been in this room in a long time. I rarely go in here. I have a headache now because I'm in here. Or maybe that's just because of the amazing racing and it's just overwhelming. There's probably a fight going on right now and I'm missing it. I kept the reaction camera on for a little bit after the race because I wanted to see if the fight was going to happen. But Xfinity Series, yeah. I actually did not watch it on TV. I watched the first, 75 laps, and then Kyle Busch wrecked out. I don't know why he didn't try to get back in that race, because he probably could have won. He got up to second place tonight after being 36th place 2 laps down. Don't know why he didn't try last night, because that was a little tiny bit of damage, and probably could have came back to win. I mean, by a long shot. And if his wreck didn't happen tonight, with 25 to go, I don't think he would have won, but it would have been amazing for top 10 to be. That would have been something great to show for it all. But I think if he didn't wreck Truex, he probably could have won. Kyle Busch probably could have won that race. But then again, he didn't have enough fuel or something. He was 7 gallons short, which they never really said how many laps short that was. Kind of wish they did, but they didn't say how many laps short it was. But yeah, I didn't watch the Xfinity race on TV. I actually turned on the NASCAR Drive, and then I just put on the battle cam, which is the cam from the spotter stand, and then I just put headphones on full blast, and it actually felt like you were at the race, because you couldn't really tell what lap you were on. I mean, you could look at the scoreboard, but it was loud, really loud. I could barely hear myself talk. And you couldn't really tell what lap you were on, who was leading and everything. So it felt like you were actually at a race, and I enjoyed that. But Larson won that race. I wouldn't be mad, but he didn't win Daytona. He did not win Daytona. I don't care what you say. NASCAR, you're a fucking idiot for... You dumbass, NASCAR. Justin Haley won that race. Trucks. Johnny Sauter. Kill me. Johnny Sauter wins. And John Henry Mitchell looked like he was going to win. For a long time. Looked like John Henry Mitchell was going to win. It didn't. Didn't win. Because he had an issue with 3 to go. And then John Henry Mitchell came back. Stuart Friesen, why didn't you just wreck him, man? I hate John Hunter Minchek, and I'm glad to know that most of the NASCAR community agrees with me. Because, with Kyle Busch, it's not like it's just a total buzzkill. Because he does have a pretty huge fan base, Kyle Busch. So it's when he wrecks, you'll hear a lot of cheers. But then it'll be frustrating for a lot of people because it's not just me who's a fan of Kyle Busch. There's a lot of people who are fans of Kyle Busch. So You can sense some upsetment after what? You can sense some upsetment after he wrecks, and some excitement when he wins. But Johnny Sauter, just nobody likes Johnny Sauter. There is no such thing as a Johnny Sauter fan. Like, besides old people. Old people like Johnny Sauter because he's like trucking. When you think trucking, you think Johnny Sauter. Like, you really do. But yeah, screw Johnny Sauter. Hate you. Why? You should just give up because nobody likes you. Like, you have no fan base. Like I said, Kyle Busch at least has a fan base and people who like him, but like nobody likes Johnny Sauter. He's ruining races. Johnny Sauter is ruining races when he wins. But yeah, Leeches, get him out of the, or soon, once Kyle Busch gets to his 100 wins, just get him out. Get all Leeches out of the trucks and Xfinity Series. Unless they don't have like 50, don't have 100 starts. We'll give them 100 starts in the Cup Series. Then they can still be in. What was that? They can still be in the Xfinity and truck. If they have 100 starts or more, just keep them out. Or let them run like 3 races in each series each year. You know? Or 2 races in each series each year. Or 4. Nah, let them run 4 races. That's not a cup race each year. So like Kyle Busch could still do the triple at Bristol. But like Ryan Newman ran Eldora this season. I like that. Like Jimmy Johnson used to run a few Xfinity races. Like he ran one at Watkins Glen back in like 2011. But that was all mainly to sponsor like his video game, Jimmy Johnson, anything with an engine or something, I think. And then he ran Mid-Ohio a few years ago. But yeah, it'd been cool. But I rate this race 9 out of 10. No, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 race. People were able to race back. Kyle Busch did amazing. There was the threat of rain, which moved the start time up to an hour before, which sucks because it made a big portion of the race under the sun, not under the lights. But the excitement happened under the lights, so that was cool. I kind of got to pee, but good race overall. Good race. Good racing. Kyle Busch back up to second after all that. And surprised there was no red flag, but they're probably doing that like because of the threat of rain. And if there was a threat of rain, we would not have got it back going. They would have canceled the rest of the race, which kind of sucks. I hate when that happens. Boyer almost won, but he didn't. That would have been cool. But Larson, I like Larson, but Kurt Busch or Clint Boyer, really, out of that. At the end, I was like, those two. Kurt Busch or Clint Boyer, or like Trevor Bayne was in the back, like in the top 10. That would have been cool. But yeah, I really got a piece, so. Yeah, I'll have Race Informer coming out on Tuesday to talk about all of it, and bye.